pretty much a letter from the council here stating you support the regional trails. Community trails have to be done at another time and date because it's but everything's actually general plan change. But just so the county knows, when I go next month to the trails meeting, that we have a letter stating that we approve of this. Because there's nothing worse than starting a trail than someone else won't install it. The big issue is, if you look at the old maps, there was about 50 trails from this Riverside County where it meets San Diego County line all the way up to Corona. Now the only trail connection is Wildomar. That's it. So we're the last ditch effort here.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Do we have any slips people wanted to speak on? Okay. I guess, do I hear a motion?
Well, do we want to read the staff report?
I mean, in its entirety? Probably we could have the staff summarize it for us.
We received a letter from Gary requesting to be on tonight, and he had two topics in it. One was the redesignation of the community trails because the community trails are not eligible for certain funding, and the other was to support two critical linkages, and the report was based upon his letter to us. And, in my discussions with him, I've said that trails are part of the circulation element, therefore they're part of the general plan, and so any redesignation or any additional linkages, if they're not already on them, would constitute a general plan amendment, which would take time. The circulation element being one of the mandatory elements can only be amended 4 times a year. So it's really a request, I think, on his part for support at this point, so that he can go next month to his meeting and say Wildomar supports these changes, and so then certain actions would have to follow if this were to come to fruition.
Okay, I'd like to move that we adopt a minute motion to support the redesignation of the city's community trails to the regional trails and submit the 2 linkages, and also direct the city manager to provide a letter to the Board of Supervisors acknowledging the city's support. There is a timing issue if we need to do the general plan amendment, and right now housing construction is slow, but if we don't get these adopted and in place prior to it picking back up, we may permanently lose connectivity because a lot of these trails are conditioned when the housing developments go in. So I'd like us to move on this as quickly as possible.
So, could you summarize that motion again in a few words?
I said it already. I'd like to move that we consider adoption of a minute motion to support the redesignation of the city's community trails to regional trails and support the addition of the 2 critical linkages, direct the city manager to provide a letter to the Board of Supervisors acknowledging City Council's support of the request. That's as much as I can summarize it because that information needs to be in there.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor Cashman, I have just 2 items I need clarification on. Gary, on item number 4, Bear Creek Service Road between Claremont Street and Marietta city limits, requesting to add this regional trail within the city limits of Wildomar. The trail is located on the southwest side of the road. By saying that, are you saying if we move it to this side, that puts it in the city limits, or are we actually taking a trail and just saying, okay, this is ours?
Bear Creek Service Road.
The Bear Creek Service
I've
Road,
tried that with the golf course and they won't go.
there is a minor section of trail that's in Wildomar. I've met with Marietta, been on the phone with them all day today. They've approved of everything, getting some blown up so they can go over it all and look at it. They don't have a problem with that, but the service road comes off of Claremont and curves. Our city boundary cuts up on an angle and just goes into that road just a touch. So we might have 50 feet of that road. That's the only reason why that's on. It's a dirt road, it looks like an escape road out in case of a fire or something they need to get out, I don't know. But I've been over this with Murrieta, they're fine with it.
So we're just moving the trail within our city boundaries?
Yeah, just in our area. Murrieta's already
That's
adopted
right,
theirs, they're
that's
fine with it.
Okay.
The county, the major push on this is, we're gonna be going this year, planning commission into the board of supervisors with these trails. I need to make sure through the cities we have proper connectivity and they agree on it, or I have to remap it,
Okay.
and that's the main issue.
Okay, and then the last question I have is, honestly, it's more of a clarification on regional trails designation. Does this designation by any chance bind the city to a time frame that they have to improve these regional trails
No.
or make them available to the community?
No, county jurisdiction ends at the city limits. We determine when we want to build that trail. Now, Murrieta would like to go with us, the county, with Wildomar, Murrieta, and the county all together, get some grants and put the trail in all at once.
So honestly, the regional trails honestly is just a financing vehicle.
Yes, plus this connectivity to make sure we have connectivity from point A to point B. So this goes all the way to Orange County, San Onofre, whatever.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, should at any time we find out that there's problems in the trails, don't actually have a chance to point through, we'll find out, imagine, through the investigation process when we try and connect these all. So,
No, they're already, that's the whole point, they're already approved. These are the small problem to retain connectivity. That's why he's bringing this forward.
These, so you understand, all the trails I showed you on Claremont Street, that's already approved as a community trail. The only trail that's been, 2 trails have been added, is on the let's say the Murrieta side of Clinton Keith. They want to put in a parking area there for people. That's the reason for this on that.
but, and that's good. I guess, though, that the neighboring cities haven't committed themselves to, they're working on committing themselves to this regional trails thing, and we will actually be standing out there and showing them what Wildomar wants as our regional trails.
Well, I've mapped all the first district.
I don't have a memorandum of understanding or a county adjustment to the county plan on those trails. They're just good ideas, is that correct?
I don't know what.
Well, there's no legal binding aspect to what we're doing, or is that?
If these trails are approved through the city of Wildomar a year from now, as long as they have a designation, the county, for 2.5 years, I've been working on trails. The moment I finish with a map, it goes to planning. 3 people meet, one from transportation, another one from planning, another one from parks. They review the maps. Then the county follows those maps and they have the trails installed following the maps. That's what we would do here until they're approved. Any way you look at it, where I've showed you, the only one that is a major trail is pretty much all in BLM land, so it really doesn't have anything to do with developers. That's just something we need to approve. The other ones are all there except for a little quarter-mile stretch of trail. That's it.
They're already part of the circulation element of the general plan. They were approved through the general plan amendment in February, the Board of Supervisors.
That's more or less what I was asking, Cheryl.
And Gary
Part
is,
of the general plan or not?
yes, and Gary is working with Murrieta and the city of Elsinore. They have not finalized and taken before their city councils yet these connections, but it's coming very soon, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then we'll get something from them.
Thank you, Gary. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.